Darling, darling, you're beautiful. Gotta keep your head up. Never let anything bring you down. Sunshine will always come around. Stay strong, move on. You have such a beautiful soul. Let your energy radiate.
And just kind of come into a little bit of stillness. And you are certainly welcome to actually do this part with your eyes open as opposed to closed. And what we're going to do is we're going to just start to slowly walk our way up and down our mat. And that's going to start with the heel, maybe feeling the insole, feeling the outer edge of the foot. As we mindfully step, feeling each and every little centimeter, every little press on our feet till our balls press down each toe, allowing each toe to press into the ground behind us as we propel forward with the opposite foot. And then if you're feeling adventurous, maybe start to step off of your mat and really just feel that sensation on the skin, speaking to the five senses tonight in our walking meditation. Just making sure that that grounding sensation feels comfortable for you in your bare feet. And try to keep a nice elevated spine, drawing the crown up towards the top of the room or the sky. And then maybe as we're sensing this sensation on our feet, start to imagine what that sensation is, or just feel into the sensation of the air around the legs. And as the legs open to take each stride, just feeling the air circulating around the ankles and the calves and the knees and the thighs. And then how that feels around the hips. Maybe the air is a little cooler where you are, a little bit warmer. Feeling the need to shed some apparel as we start to warm up the body. Feeling the air around the abdomen and the chest. Maybe drawing the shoulder blades back, even lifting up the shoulders towards the ears and drawing them back so that the blades come together, really opening up the chest, allowing ourselves to breathe in, perhaps through the nose, out through the mouth, and starting to sense what that feels like as the air comes in and out of our lungs. And just mindfully going through these steps, maybe super, super slow, maybe a little quicker, again, if the temperature in the room is a little bit cooler and you just want to start warming up the body for the practice. If you are practicing with others, keeping that 6 feet apart distance if they're not living with you in your home like we have here in the studio. Maybe start branching out to the corners of the room or the space that you're in and start to allow sight to come into play as we just notice the little things in the room, maybe the little dings on the floor, a little stain on the carpet. Not judging, but just noticing. Perhaps there's a dim light in the room. And just really allowing the body to come into the sense of the space that you're in. Perhaps there's now a smell that you notice in the air. Maybe it's a familiar smell, your home smell. Maybe there's an essential oil in the room, or someone just got finished cooking dinner. Maybe it's simmering on the stove. I'm just noticing how that smell relates to the present moment, what we're seeing, what we're feeling in our five senses, and even the sixth sense, what we're sensing. Maybe there's some familiar noises, fan, water trickling. Maybe there's the hum of a heater, tinkling of glasses. Natural sounds, unnatural sounds coming from the street. And finally taking a deep breath in through the mouth and seeing if there's a little taste that comes into play. And take a few breaths here through the mouth. Maybe on the exhale, release. We can release our breath with a hum. We can flutter our lips. Notice what that does to the space, to you in the space. And again, perhaps there's just a nice clean taste in your mouth. And as we settle in for the last few steps, as we make our way towards the mat, just keeping in mind the sense of grounding, the sense of space, the sense of feeling in our skin, the ability to move, and just to have this simple pleasure of walking in presence, mindfully. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Settling now perhaps at the top of your mat, feeling those four corners of each foot, and then finally maybe making one big square as we open up our feet a little bit further than hip distance apart. We just begin to sway side to side, letting the arms helicopter around, allowing the one toe to come up on the back foot as the other foot plants down, allowing you to just get some swivels, some more movement, feeling the air through the hands, maybe the fingers, maybe opening up the toes now. When we're ready, coming into stillness, feet coming together as we inhale, arms up, Urdhvastasana, nice reach, almost a yawning inhale, soft shoulders, maybe we gaze up, slight back bend, a couple of breaths here as we stretch. And when you're ready, we're going to take the left wrist with the right hand. We're going to just come over to the side, bending towards the right, opening up the left side body. Maybe the gaze goes towards the left armpit. Feeling that stretch all the way from the outer edge of the left foot, up the body, up the side body. Armpit, elbow, all the way to the tops of the left fingertips. As we breathe into that side bend. And then we come up for a nice stretch in the center. And we do it one more time on the other side. This time, left hand is going to come over the right wrist. And we're going to lean over towards the left, looking up perhaps towards the right sky, right elbow crease, right armpit. Stretching out that right side body without collapsing the left side. Seeing if we can reach up and over. Breathing into that, we're going to inhale. Arms are going to reach up wide. As we exhale, just a super, super, super slow fold over. Maybe touching the toes, maybe fingertips coming to the mat. Bending one knee, allowing the other to straighten. Just a little, almost a folding walk. As we bring the right knee forward, left knee back, left knee forward, right knee back. A couple more at your own pace, not forgetting to breathe. And when you're ready, we're going to take that right foot, cross it behind the left, bending down on the knees, and sitting back. Settling in here, we're going to come to our backs with knees up in the air. Pulling the knees into the chest, allowing the hands to help us. We're just going to grab those kneecaps and we're going to just circle them around. So maybe both of your legs come up towards the chest and out towards each of their sides, and maybe down towards the bottom of the mat. Just allowing the hands to help rotate those hip flexors. Maybe pointing your toe. You can also try it with flexed feet. And just notice the difference in the different muscles in the legs as you point and flex. How you're just ticking off different boxes. When you're ready, that left leg is going to come down to the floor, the left foot plants on the floor. The right foot is going to cross over, making sure that that ankle is nice and free. We're in our reclined pigeon. We're going to start to draw that left knee up towards the chest. Maybe play with the arms. We don't need to necessarily grab and start pulling in our legs. See if we can pull with that left thigh muscle, drawing the left toes towards the left shin, the right toes up towards the sky, a nice flex foot. And just kind of pump a little bit, play with it. See how much you can drag that left thigh in and grab those knees towards the chest without the hands. Couple of breaths here. Maybe the arms are now out in goalpost or a T. A lot of you guys know I'm a big fan of drawing my arms up towards the corners of my mat. And then taking that left leg over to the left side as the right foot plants down. So that right knee is up towards the sky. We're going to take the gaze over towards the right elbow, right armpit, right hand. And just leaving the arms up in the air. Again, not using them as leverage tonight. Just allowing the legs to do all the work. And of course, in this situation, our core is working as well. A couple of nice deep breaths here as we feel the opening of the right side of the body. Maybe that right armpit, nice and open and hollow. Maybe wiggling out the hands again, just getting some air in there. And when you're ready, we're going to almost straighten that lower left leg. It's going to take some pressure off as we draw the legs back up to center, maybe rolling on that left heel bone. Don't want to cause too much pressure on the lower back tonight. We're going to take that right knee this time, drawing it towards the chest, planting the left foot on the ground, grabbing the outside of that right foot, a little half happy baby. Just pulling knee towards the armpit. Just little wiggles. And maybe grabbing that right toe with the right fingers, almost like in a peace sign with the two front fingers, grabbing that toe and seeing if we can straighten out that right leg towards our right side. If you can't, that's okay. Just maybe grab that toe and try to draw the knee towards the ground on the right side. But if you're getting some nice right leg extensions, fabulous. And just pumping that back and forth, or just staying out there. Nice breath in, nice breath out. Taking that foot back down to the ground, taking the left foot up now, and drawing that left leg over the right for your reclined pigeon. Again, playing with the arms here as they spread out somewhere in eagle, a little star up here, or goalpost. Did I say spread eagle? I might have said that. We're going to lift the right knee up now. And just kind of bringing that up towards the chest. So again, allowing the legs to do all the work here. Maybe drawing the belly in towards the backbone to really stabilize that lower back and to engage our core. Couple of breaths, maybe a little pumping going on. Nice inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to let that left foot now plant onto the ground as the right knee comes up. onto the floor. And the gaze now is to the left side of the body. Feeling that opening in the left side, feeling perhaps even an opening in the hip flexor on the left. Noticing how the foot feels planted on the ground. Maybe even flexing the foot on the right, the bottom foot. And again, just breathing in, circling the wrists, the fingers. Maybe splaying the toes and letting them fall back down to the earth. Nice engagement happening here with the core as well. You might even notice a slight little pull on the lower right belly. One more breath here. As we take that right lower leg and we extend it just a little bit so we can roll onto that right heel. Planting both feet down, we're going to take that left foot on the outer edge with the left hand and come into your half happy baby. Maybe just circling it out. Drawing that left knee towards the armpit, towards the floor. And then possibly going in for the grab of the toe and extending the leg out to the left. Making some noise there with this left leg of mine. Little clicks and clacks. Just opening up that inner thigh. Flexing the foot and feeling that engagement in the back calf. And even the right foot, doing a little bit of work, right? It's holding our stability, it's grounding us, keeping our hips or our back hips to the floor, and giving some nice support to the belly by drawing in the belly button towards the back. Maybe leaving the leg out there a couple of breaths. When you're ready, drawing that back in. Feet plant to the ground. And this time, we're going to raise both feet up to the sky, flex the feet, and see if we could just kind of swivel. So maybe we pick up the hips. Planting of the hands by the sides is a good idea. Get some leverage there. And just drawing up the heels towards the sky. And just nice swivels. So swiveling the toes to the right, toes to the left, picking up the lower back. Nice engagement of the belly as we draw the belly towards the belly button on the lift. Not forgetting to breathe. And then maybe just settling down and just doing some twists of the legs while the hips are grounded down. Just feeling some nice inner and outer rotation. All right. When you're ready, we're going to take those feet and we're going to start to lower them about 30 degrees together. So toes are engaged, foot is flexed, knees are extended. We can either keep our arms at our sides, or if we feel that our lower back is starting to arch up and lift up, we can actually take a triangle with our hands, place it behind our lower back, lay down, and start to slowly lower those legs 30 degrees. Couple of breaths, engaging the belly. This is a core and a leg workout. Lower another 30. Breathing in, exhaling out any tension from the face that might be building. Notice if the jaw is clenching. You're feeling a little heat in the top of the head, pressure. Just breathe in. We're going to lower another 30. Really engaging those toes and those feet and those legs as we press out with the legs and press down with the lower back. Drawing the belly towards the backbone. One more for another 30. Maybe even the arms are working really hard right now, just keeping those legs up. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, bring them straight up. We're going to do that one more time. Start to lower. 30. Deep breath in. Long, slow breath out. Drawing the belly towards the backbone. Nice tucking in, knitting of the rib cage as we lower another 30. Breathing in, breathing out, maybe getting a little bit of wobble going on as we lower for another 30. Nice breath in, holding those abs. One more 30. Press it out through the heels. Really work it. This is the last one. Nice breath in. Sending up the face. And finally releasing to the floor as we draw the knees back up. A little windshield wiper happening now as we take the knees side to side. Little massage on that lower back. Couple of nice deep breaths here. Releasing all the tension. We're going to cross those ankles. Knees are going to be bent. Shins are pointing up towards the sky. And we're just going to roll up straight up into our tabletop. Really feeling each one of these motions as we press in, arching the back, dropping the head for cat, dropping the belly, maybe curling those toes, feeling the skin of the feet as the chest drops, belly drops, gaze comes up for cow. And then maybe on the next round, after you do your cat, hands come forward, one hand length. So they're a little bit further out. That's going to allow you, when you come up for your cow, to lean in. We're actually dropping the pelvis, so the feet are coming up behind us as we look up for our cow. Exhale is our normal cat, pressing down, arching up, and maybe your arms are even a little bit like downward dog arms. Externally rotating, those elbow creases, really getting a nice stretch as we come back up for cow on the inhale, and just go at your own pace. Again, maybe you want to warm up your practice. You're going to go a little bit faster. You've just had a rough day. Just want to cool it down, take it easy. That's fine too. Just feeling all the movement. Not forgetting to draw those shoulder blades back on the cow. And letting the head drop on the cat. And my cat's looking a little bit more like child's pose. It's all good. When you're ready, we're going to be able to curl our toes right from that position into our downward dog. So it's almost like a little bent knee down dog. You can walk them out. It's a walking practice today. So let's walk out our dogs. Allowing the head to drop, outer rotation again of the elbow creases. Really getting the weight of the body evenly distributed. So we're going to open up those fingertips, make sure that we're really pressing into the tips of the fingers, pressing all the way to the knuckles. Palms are lifting up slightly. The hips are drawing up. And maybe we're able to settle our heels down. Maybe we come up on our toes and we do a little more swivels. So we swivel the heels to the right, come up on the toes, swivel the heels to the left. Let's keep a little movement going. Not forgetting to breathe. And trying to keep those hips up by maybe parachuting our belly up towards the sky. And then just settling in for a moment. We're going to return our gaze to the front of the mat. And we are going to walk to the front. So we're going to toe heel. Toe heel. See how many steps you could get in the distance between your feet and your hands. You might have to come up on your fingertips as we toe heel. Awesome. Arriving now at our mat, at the top of our mat, we're going to take a nice forward fold. You can do that by bending your knees so that your thighs are touching your chest. You can grab the backs of your calves. Just press in a little bit with your arms, but not too much. Let's let the body do the work and not pull so much with our arms tonight. When you're ready, we're going to inhale for a half chair. So the arms are going to come to the back, almost like we're about to take off on a dive, swimmer's dive. Palms are facing up. The gaze is going to be slightly ahead, about 2 or 3 feet. Nice stretch there. And then forward fold. Hands are going to sweep up as we do our Surya Namaskara B tonight into chair. Coming up until we can't come up anymore. Pressing through the feet, arriving at Urdhva Hastasana. Bringing the hands together in prayer. Thumbs are at the chest. Settling in there for a moment, maybe closing our eyes, setting an intention for this evening, for the rest of the week. Couple of breaths, really grounding into the feet, feeling all the sensations as the energy draws and is sucked up from the earth. Knees engaging, thighs, hamstrings, lower glutes. Tailbone is going to draw down while the pelvis faces forward. We're going to just open up that chest a little also by drawing the shoulder blades back. Maybe the chin is just tucked in a little bit so that crown can really shine. Your intentions can really flow. One more deep breath in through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, we're going to forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. This time the left foot is going to step back. We got a little lunge there. So just want to really get some height into that left knee, up on that left heel, right above the ball of the toe. Maybe taking the arms out a little bit to the side, 10 and 2, settling that right knee into that right armpit, and just really feeling that stretch. The gaze is going to be about a foot in front as we're just going to breathe in here for a moment, drawing that kneecap up in the back. Nice lunge. Planting the hands back onto the mat, stepping that right foot back for plank, rising for your down dog, coming back down for plank, and taking either a chaturanga dandasana or a knees, chest, chin. And try to arrive at upward facing dog. So upward facing dog for you guys at home, we're going to be at the tops of our feet. So the feet are pressing on the ground. We're going to lower those hips, but the knees are engaged. So we're not on the ground in high cobra. We're up here. And then we roll over the toes. We come back into our down dog. Just enjoying that for just a second. Settling in before we once again gaze forward. And we're going to toe heel. Little tiny steps. All the way to the front of the mat. Coming up on our fingertips. Forward fold. Inhale. Half a chair. Sweeping the arms up. Coming into that chair. Pressing up until we can't back bend anymore. Coming into standing. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale. Give me that half chair. Shining the heart. Exhale. Forward fold. This time planting the right foot back. Going to come up onto the right balls of the foot. That right heel is right over the right ball. Left knees maybe coming right into that left armpit, little mitten ball there as we take that left hand out to 2 o'clock and the right to 10. We just enjoy that stretch. Kneecap is engaged, really lifting up, got lots of air in the tires. As we breathe in, exhale out. When you're ready, those hands are going to come back down. That left foot meets the right. We're in plank. We're in down dog. Going to come back to plank, and you take your vinyasa the way you want. Knees, chest, chin. Chaturanga Dandasana. Maybe go for that upward facing dog. Nice back bend there on the inhale. Exhale over the toes, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Coming up on the toes. For the inhale, we're going to take that right foot up to the sky. We're going to bring it between the front hands. Planting that down, grounding that left heel down up towards the back of the mat. The left toes are pointing towards the upper left corner of the mat. Slowly rising, hips facing forward, warrior one. Staying here for a moment, seeing if we can really bend into that right knee and just settle in. Enjoying the breath, enjoying the stretch. Allowing that tailbone to lift up as the crown draws up, chest draws up, and then comes back over for that little back bend feel. Just bending into that right knee one more time. Couple of nice breaths. Feeling the feet. What's happening there? Can we lift our toes, plant the back down? Can we come up a little out of the pose, and then when we come back down, we're just a little bit lower? Really feeling that sensation in the skin, drawing the thighs towards each other, engaging. Right hip out to the right, left hip out to the left. Right shoulder out to the right, left shoulder out to the left as the arms are up and over towards the sky. One more inhale, exhale. Hands plant forward. We step that foot up in the left to meet the right. Little forward fold. Take a couple of breaths here. When you're ready, arrive in your half chair. Exhale, we're going to come through chair. Upward salute. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Now we're going to take those feet and we're going to just walk ourselves back to downward dog. Maybe that's a toe heel till we settle in. Couple of breaths. If you want to come through a vinyasa, please do. Also a beautiful time for a child's pose at the end. Meeting here in down dog. Coming up again on those toes, we're going to take that left foot up to the sky. Look at the hands. Place that foot right between. I'm going to ground down this time on the right heel. Right toes are going to point up towards the right corner of the mat. As we press into that left foot, slowly rising for our warrior one on this side. Hips are facing forward. Drawing those thighs together while we bend into that left knee. Nice lifting up and over as we arch for our warrior one. Few breaths here, guys. Feeling the skin on the feet. Not being afraid to come in and out. And back in with maybe a deeper leg bend. Feeling the airiness in the armpits. Seeing if you can almost relax the shoulders enough that you can form two little cups right there, as if rain were falling from the sky. You could catch a little bit right there in the cups of your armpits. Drawing the palms towards each other. Opening up that space in the chest. As we exhale, forward fold, hands plant in front, right foot joins the left. Little quick fold forward. Nice half chair. Coming back up through chair. Arriving at Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Once again, we're going to walk those feet. See how many steps you can get. Step, step, step. Feeling every little movement, every little motion, every little bone, every little muscle that it takes just to make such simple steps to the back of the mat. It's incredible. Settling here. Again, if you'd like to take a vinyasa, go for it. Coming up on the toes one more time. Right leg comes up, comes to the forward. Plant that left foot down. Going to arrive for our warrior one. Just staying for a moment because we know how good that feels. We know our sweet spot. We know how to get right into it now. I'm going to throw a little wrench in there. We're going to straighten out that right front leg. If you need to bring your feet a little closer together so that you can hinge forward and reach the mat with your fingertips, flat palms, or if you have bricks, and get a nice pyramid pose. You might want to even kick that heel back so that your feet are almost parallel. We're on railroad tracks here, guys. So again, your foot is over here for warrior one. You might want to just kick it back a little bit and really get in deep for your pyramid pose. One of my personal favorites. I just have to remember to make enough space between my big thighs and my little belly that hangs over, especially after or during COVID. It's a little bit bigger than usual, but I love that feeling. Just letting the head drape down, allowing that crown to just be your guide and to draw your shoulders and everything, just relaxing over that straight leg. Maybe still keeping those thighs drawing towards each other. One more breath here. Nice deep inhale. Long exhale, maybe breathing in to that back thigh on the right side. Going to inhale and bend that right front knee. As we come up on the left toes, we're going to take the hands again at 10 and 2 up towards the top of the mat, maybe even beyond the mat. We're going to press up on that right leg, straightening the knee. Left leg comes up. Now you can decide again if you want to flex that foot, bending those elbows, drawing the forehead towards the shin if you can. You can also try pointing the foot and just noticing where the muscles shift. Where do you get the most sensation? That's your tripod. And when you're ready, that left foot's going to meet the right. We're going to take a little half chair. We're going to swing it up. We're going to take the left arm under the right. We're going to take that same leg that we just had up in the air. We're going to bring it up, knees up, sit back in your chair and take that left leg, bring it over the right in eagle pose. Now, you guys been practicing with me. You know I always have a block underneath that left toe. But this is about the legs working tonight. And although it's a wonderful prop to have, I'm trying to squeeze my thighs, sit back, lifting the elbows, crossing the arms, gazing through, squeezing, arms lift up, left leg comes down. Inhale, rise it up, Urdhva Stasana. Exhale, forward fold. Good stuff. Let's take that right foot back. Let's just get right into our warrior one on this side. Coming into that left knee. We know how it feels. We were there for a minute. Arms are going to reach up, getting a nice stretch. As we straighten that leg, exhaling, hinging forward into our pyramid pose, maybe kicking that right heel back, making sure our distance between our legs is just right for ourselves, whatever that is. Exhale and release. Noticing the difference from one side of the body to the other. Seeing what areas of the body we need to really breathe into and exhale out of. What requires a little bit more attention, or what just needs to be noticed. so that we can move on through the practice. One more nice deep inhale. Exhale. Bending into that left knee. Gonna go for a tripod on this side. Extending those hands out past the mat. Leaning into that left leg till we can straighten the knee. Taking the head to the shin. Really leaning on those fingers. I mean, it is a tripod after all, so we need those other two legs of the tripod. You can even stretch out the arms. Get a nice workout there too. We're going to inhale for our half chair. And as we swoop the arms up, the right leg this time is going to come up and over the left. As we take the right arm, we circle it underneath the left. Here we go, Marlene. I'm going to let my toes connect with the floor, but I'm squeezing those thighs together. I'm sitting back and I'm lifting those elbows. Gazing through that left forearm. As we come up, lifting the leg, blending it down. Nice inhale, Urdhva Sthasana. Oh, so good. Exhale, forward fold. All right. We're now going to work our way to the long side of the mat. Toes are pointing toward the long side of the mat. We're just going to hang here for a moment in our forward fold, allowing everything to just kind of drain down to the skull and the skull to the crown of the head. Maybe the crown of the head makes a little connection with the floor. It's all good. Pressing up on the fingers halfway. We're going to turn those toes towards the corners of the long side of the mat, and the heels are going to come in. And we want to be able to just test and make sure that our knees are 90 degrees. 90 degrees. And that the seat is drawing down. So that tailbone is really drawing down. The pelvis is almost tilting forward. Just kind of see that we're in a nice, comfortable position. As we rise up into five-pointed star, for a nice inhale, really full body stretch. Lean back in, very circular, as if you've got one of those bubbles around you, right? Couple of breaths here, reaching out. Exhale, drawing in towards center. Arms come into goddess pose. Maybe we face the palms out, letting that tail drop, really feeling it in the thighs. And nice exhale, allowing that tongue to come out, really moving that jawline. Great, great posture. Goddess pose. Holding it there, drawing that tailbone down, tilting the pelvis, allowing those arms to reach back to open the chest. A couple more breaths. Oh yeah, we're doing it. When you're ready, press up into your five-pointed star. And when you're not ready, we're going to go back down. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale, reach up. And we're going to go back down. A couple more times here. Finally, settling back down. And let's see if we can get over to that left leg. We're going to take that right toe and point it up towards the sky. Just get into our nice
Skandasana side lunge.
We're stretching out the right inner thigh. Toes are pointing up towards the sky, or even imagine you can draw them back towards your own shin. I come up on my heel here. I think it just depends on whether my heels are feeling nice and lubricated. And then we're going to just walk ourselves over to the other side. I find the further my legs are apart, the more connection with my heel to the mat I can get. Just really opening that up. All right, we're going to come into center here. You're going to take the hands to the hips. Maybe allow those toes to go back towards the front. And we're going to slowly rise up. And then we're going to hop our feet together. And we're going to slowly go back down into a squat. What? Yes, another squat. So again, if you can't seem to make contact with your heels, I sometimes like to go on and off of my mat. Toes are off, heels are on. That gives me just the little tiny high heel that I need. You can also put a blanket under there, using your elbows, even though I said we weren't using our hands as leverage or arms tonight as leverage. Let's give it a whirl, because that is malasana, right? Maybe putting our hands into prayer, taking those thumb knuckles, drawing it in towards the chest. Taking a couple of inhales and exhales here, really releasing and giving into the pose. Trying to draw your legs out so you're more on the outer edges of your feet as opposed to caving in like definitely looks like I'm doing. Nice opener here. And when you're ready, we're going to take that left hand planted down, pressing again that left elbow into the left knee. It's going to open us up, making sure that we're almost opening ourselves up here. Okay, there's almost like a opening of that hinge on the right hip flexor. As we press into the left hand, the right arm is going to come up a lot easier. We can draw our gaze right up there to our right thumb and just lean back, feeling it just peel open, leaning in on that left side, using that arm as leverage so that we're not collapsing. And coming down, switching over towards the other side when you're ready, using that right arm to press against that right knee, keeping it open on the left side. That left hip flexor opens. You're almost sitting up as if you're about to get up, but you don't. Let that left arm come up and you follow the gaze right up to the thumb. Allowing maybe that tailbone to drop now that you're in the pose. It's a little bit easier. Breathing in, sensing your feet, sensing your legs. Where do you need to breathe in? Where do you need to breathe out? When you're ready, coming back down. And if it's in your practice, coming up into crow. Maybe leaning those knees on the elbows. Make sure it's really slippery. And the toes up together. Okay, we're going to come back into squat. Raise our hips. Forward fold. We're going to get the left foot back, rising up for warrior two on this side. So, same rules apply. I still like to kick that left heel back, pointing my left toes towards the front. I know other people just do a
90-degree angle.
That's fine. Bending into that right knee, we're going to open it up towards the right side, turning towards the left, paralleling the arms to the floor. We got a nice warrior two here. Let's enjoy that before we bring it back for peaceful warrior. Left hand's going to come down the back left leg as the right arm comes up and over. Again, the whole idea is to bring the skull, bring everything up so that we can bring the arm over. So we elongate before we back bend. Exhale, we're going to take that right arm. You can either come onto the right thigh, or you can plant your hand to the back or to the outer edge of the right foot. Fingertips for me, because I am vertically challenged. I'm going to take that left hand up to the sky and maybe even bring it over the head, making sure that left hip is coming forward for extended side angle. Couple of breaths. That left hand is going to come down to the inner arch of the foot. We're going to turn that heel up as the right arm comes over for a little twist. Opening up that right side body, feeling the left side body open by just drawing that left heel towards the back of the mat. So it's not over the ball of the toe, which is a great feeling as well, but draw it towards the back of the mat. Notice the difference in the body, like flexing and pointing our toes. We can feel a totally different sensation in our muscles. When you're ready, that right hand's going to come down. We are going to step it back to plank, and let's come into a nice child's pose. We all deserved it. Allowing the forehead to melt down, allowing the chest to draw down by opening the shoulder blades. Feeling the connection of the torso to the thighs and the thighs to the calves, the tops of the feet to the mat, allowing that beautiful grounding sensation. Maybe just trying to smooth out the breath a little bit. Maybe get a little ujjayi breath going in, a little ocean sound that we make at the back of our throat. On the inhale through the nose, maybe on the exhale, making that wave sound just a little bit stronger, last a little bit longer, nice and smooth. Coming up into table into down dog. We'll take that left foot now, plant it between the front hands. As we let that right heel drop down, right toes are going to point to the right front of the mat, bending into that left leg. Coming up, windmill arms, warrior two. Enjoy that stance for a moment. Gaze is going to be right over the left top of the hand. Drawing that left knee towards the left. Torsos towards the right. Allowing that right hip to draw forward and down. Coming back for a peaceful warrior, a couple of breaths here, really enjoying that length on the left side. Don't collapse the right. Don't allow the right shoulder to come up to the right ear. Same thing on the left side. Nice active fingers. See if we can lower a little bit more on that left knee before we press in. Coming up and over for extended side angle. I'm going to take it on my thigh this time, left forearm to left thigh. As the right arm first comes up to the sky, just testing it out, seeing if we can bring that hip down towards the ground, corkscrewing the chest up towards the ceiling, then bringing that arm up and overhead because you made all that room for it. And feeling that line from that left pinky that's facing towards the ground, all the way down the arm, armpit, right rib cage, right hip, all the way down the outer right thigh, caressing the knee, calf, till it hits the outer edge, maybe even to the right pinky toe on the foot. Allowing that right hand to come down to the floor. We're going to take our twist. Left hand comes up, pressing into that right arm, really breathing in, maybe even pulling in the belly, engaging the ab muscles. As you pull in, it's amazing how you can actually push a little bit further in your turn. If you want to kick up that right heel, go for it. Want to play with it, going back and up, seeing what happens, being curious. That left hand's going to come down. I'm going to step the left foot back, come into a quick child's pose this time because we are nearing the end. And I want to be sure to get everything in our cool down.
Coming up into table.
And draw that right knee up towards the right wrist. We're going to get into pigeon. So winding it down here, left leg is going to extend, toes are pointed towards the back of the mat. Get a nice comfortable position here. Just making sure that you can get as much of that flat top of the foot on the right side to make contact with the mat. And that left pinky toe is really going to press in there. It's nice stability. Starting with coming up on the fingertips, drawing the shoulders back for a nice inhale, a nice high or extended pigeon. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling that nice stretch up the whole front left leg from the pointed toe, top of the foot, all the way up to that left hip flexor, coming across the hip bone, seeing how it feels nestling in to that right hip flexor. A little outward rotation happening there because the knee now is drawn up towards the right, really pressing into that right pinky toe. One more breath. Seeing if we can bend that left knee. So we're going to bend the left knee, and we're going to take our left arm, reach it forward. We're going to bring it back to the sides and see if we can reach back, grabbing the inner arch of the foot. Maybe taking that right hand a little bit forward for balance. And just gazing up towards the sky in front of you. If you want to be really crazy, seeing if you can press into that right toe, lifting up the arm. Splaying the left toes, pressing the top of the foot into that hand. Stabilizes. Feel you grounding. Allow that right hand to come down. Slowly release the left hand. And for shits and giggles, let's extend the right hand now. Bring it to the side. Bring it to the back. Take that foot up. Now you're grabbing the foot from the outer edge. The gaze might want to come over the right shoulder at this point. Again, you can still press that left foot back into the right palm. Don't lose height. On the inhale, allow the crown to draw up as the torso turns towards the right. Gaze always follows the turn. And when you're ready, release that foot. Going to curl that toe, pick up that knee, making lots of space for your plank as your right leg comes up to the sky. Lean back on that left heel. Point or flex your three-legged dog. And when you're ready, bring it down. Take that left foot up. Bring the knee forward to the left wrist. So left knee, left wrist. Planting down top of left foot, left pinky toe, grounding down. Finally, sliding that right leg back, nice pointed toes. Coming up on your fingers for your pigeon on this side. Again, crown reaching, tailbone drawing down, pelvis drawing forward, chest opening, shoulders drawing back, gaze is slightly up. A couple of nice breaths, feeling that right hip opener. I like to play. Sometimes I draw my kneecap up and I lift my knee up a little bit. Just because the stretch just isn't enough. I need a little more. Let's see what we can do with that foot. This time we're going to take the right arm out first. Bend the knee. Grab the inner arch of that foot. The gaze is going to come forward. I'm going to press that foot towards the hand. See if we can find stability in that left pinky toe as the arm comes up. Maybe we slightly gaze up for a little back bend. Pressing that foot to the hand makes it happen. When you're ready, left hand comes down, right hand comes down, lower that toe just for a moment. So we get stable on the right side now. Taking the left arm forward and out, reaching back, grabbing outer edge, really coming up high on that right arm, allowing the torso to turn, pressing that foot against the hand, opening up the heart before the gaze comes over the left shoulder. When you're ready, release. Come up on your toe. Take that dog up to three legs. Point and flex, play around. When you're ready, feet come down, come onto our knees, come onto our seats. Take that right leg over the left. So we kind of have like a little cow pose happening here, cow head pose. Maybe holding on to the tops of the feet, drawing the elbows out. Kind of helps you situate. See if you can get your sits bones to make contact with the mat without pulling or making anything feel wonky. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can have your legs straight out in front. I'm going to take my fingertips behind my back. I'm going to kind of press in, lifting my chest up. Chin draws up. It's almost like we're doing a little cow here. A couple of breaths. I'm going to show you from the side so y'all can see how pretty that is. When you're ready, maybe grabbing those tops of the feet again. Lifting the body high, drawing the crown up towards the sky. When we release, we're going to start to fold over that top knee. Maybe just let the chin make contact with the forehead. Just enjoy that fold. Just allowing everything to release from that cervical spine, up the back of the head. Imagining that crown drawing down, forehead drawing down, third eye, bridge of the nose, mouth. Relax the jaw. Inhale, slowly rise up. Keeping that left leg bent, we're going to take the right leg and we're going to throw it out to the bottom corner of the mat. Left foot is going to press up on that inner thigh. As we inhale, the toes are pointing up on the right side. Drawing the body up, we're going to turn towards that right leg. Exhale, start to fold over that right leg. Again, try to avoid grabbing the foot. Try to avoid grabbing the leg or the mat as leverage. Just let your own fluidity, your muscles relaxing, let them do their job. Maybe drawing the belly in again towards the backbone, getting a little bit more space. So you can almost wave forward. On your inhale, rising up, and the exhale is just waving forward. And maybe the head drops a little bit more. And this is always fun to have a block or a blanket that you can put your head on. Otherwise, feel free to use maybe one of your hands, a little fist. You can just kind of lean your forehead right on the thumb and forefinger circle of your fist. On the inhale, we're going to walk the hands back up to sitting pose. I'm going to take that right knee with the right hand. Let's just do a little Baddha Konasana before we do the next side. I'm going to wrap my hands around my toes because they're getting kind of cold. I don't want you to think I'm cheating by pulling. I'm not going to pull. Maybe I'll go get those socks in a minute. Soles of feet are together, as close to the body as you'd like. If you're not feeling it and your lower back is tweaking, by all means, open up your diamond. And once again, the rule of the day is to inhale, lifting that body nice and tall so that the pelvis tilts forward. We can exhale, tailbone draws down, and we can really get a nice open fold. So we're not compressing anything. We're just folding right into that space, allowing the head once again to drop. And if it's not making contact with anything, you can stack your hands up, fist to fist. Lean in. You can also just inhale up, exhale, wave forward. Inhale up slightly, exhale, wave forward. That's always a nice way to play with the forward fold. And before you know it, as everything starts to relax and you start talking to your body, sending messages, saying inner thighs, release, outer kneecaps, chill out, lower back, it's okay, I got you. And just breathe and let that drawing of the body towards the earth, the grounding sensation of your forward folds will become so much more enjoyable. In fact, you might just want to forward fold for a whole practice. I'm going to walk our hands back and let's kick out that left leg for the other side. Taking the right foot in this time, pressing the sole of the foot up against that inner left thigh, taking those left toes up towards the sky. I like to inhale first, straight forward, get that length going, shimmy my hips, make sure I'm as tall as I can. Then I take that turn over that leg and exhale, and slowly I fold over, letting the head drop last. Again, maybe having that little conversation with your body. Loosen up that left sciatica area. Open up the right. Feeling the release, the relief of the fold. Smoothing out that breath. Again, always turning to the ujjayi breath, the inhale, constricting the back of the throat really slow, taking all the air in, and on the exhale, releasing it back out through the throat, maybe making a little ocean sound. And just smoothing it all out. Walking those hands back up into center. Extending the feet towards the front of the mat. Grabbing those toes. They're so cold suddenly. Drawing them in towards the body and seeing if you can just slowly roll back. And maybe up. And just little slow rolling movements just to massage that lower back. And if it's in your practice to sit up on that last roll, we're going to extend the right leg up with the toes being held with that OK sign on the big toe. OK sign around the big toe. And see if we can get one leg extended, maybe the other. Drawing the shoulders in, or the arms in towards the shoulders, I should say. The legs are together, maybe drawing out those elbows. Chin comes up to the sky. One last balance challenge and core workout. See if we can let go of those feet for boat pose. Pointing the toes towards the face. Seeing if we can extend those legs for as long as possible. Slowly roll back. And if you're lucky enough to have a beautiful wall next to you, I say let's take Shavasana, legs up the wall. Perfect way to end some leg sequencing. And if it's not a white wall, you can walk your feet. Last walk of the night. Get that tushy nice and close to the wall, guys, if you have it. Otherwise, you should be able to just lift your feet up and just let them dangle over. This is nice. Letting the gravity just come into play. Situating yourself if you need to get your socks on or want to get a blankie. Let's see if we can take the arms either straight out in a T, up above the head. You might want to take right hand over heart, left hand over the belly. Whatever makes you feel the most relaxed, the most grounded. And just before you're settling in, just let's tick through those five senses. How does the skin feel? How do the muscles and joints feel? What is the sensation of the air on your skin? What do you see behind your closed eyes? Do you see flickers of light? Are they gold? Are they green? Are they white? Do you see a vision of what your day was and what your night will be? Do you see where you're going tomorrow or the next day? Do you see where you've been? When you breathe in deeply through the nose, are there still scents and smells coming in? How does that air feel coming in through the nose, out through the mouth? Are the sounds in your space getting a little more quiet? Or are you able to hear even more than you did before? Sounds of human beings, sounds of nature, sounds of our home, maybe even the sound of our breath, sound of our heartbeat, and the little gurgles and grumbles that happen in the belly area after a nice practice. Maybe with that last inhale deeply through the mouth, are we tasting anything? Licking our lips, moving the tongue around behind the teeth, pressing it up to the soft palate of the mouth, allowing it to drop and fall back. Is there any sensation of taste, sweet, sour, salty? And then just dropping in.
Starting to find some movement if you are choosing to come up onto your seat. Otherwise, feel free to pause the video with legs up the wall. And just bringing our hands together in prayer, thanking ourselves and each other for coming to the practice. I thank you, of course, as always. Bringing knuckles to third eye, bowing in gratitude, namaste. Thank you for coming. Take care.
Darling, darling, you're beautiful. Gotta keep your head up. Never let anything bring you down. Sunshine will always come around. Stay strong, move on. You have such a beautiful soul. Let your energy radiate.